in the topic of IndyCar racing, you'll probably hear people clamoring that IndyCar needs to go international and hear the revival of races at places like Surfers Paradise, the Twin Ring Motegi, or even Vancouver. The point is, most of the time these races call back to the car era of IndyCar, the era which many think was the best. 1,000 horsepower, multiple engine and chassis configurations. It was a world championship. Established names like Andretti, Unser, Rahal. New faces like Moore, Tracy, Franchitti, Zanardi, Dixon. Teams like Team Cool Green, the Penske's, the Ganassis, Newman Haas, Forsyth. You get the idea. During the popularity rise of kart and the subsequent kart IRL split, there was obviously a feeder series, INDYLights. For a series with an immense amount of foreign talent, you'd think that INDYLights would have a bit of international ring to it too. However, INDYLights only had races in Canada and the United States, and there was no feeder series that provided open wheel races around ovals internationally. However, oval race management would try to bring a change to that. The creators of INDYCAR, or Anglo-American Stock Car Racing, had an idea. The international interest around American open wheel racing would push kart to go to the Lauritz Ring in Germany and Rockingham in the UK, and they could bank off of that. The brainchild would be named EUROLights, which is a spin-off INDYLights, and would be centered around the Rockingham Speedway. Talks started in 2001, and an official announcement came on January 10, 2002. It would be seen as an in-between of Formula 3 and Formula 3000, which was the equivalent of Formula 2 today, to give drivers in Europe the ability to hone skills to join kart and the IRL. They would go to Lola for a chassis, and Lola would use their Formula 3000 chassis as a base. The new chassis would be called the B255 and would be accompanied with a V6 that produced 450 brake horsepower that came from Langford Performance Engineering, which was a creation by former workers of Cosworth, similar to how Ilmore was. It was supposed that this car could go up to 305 kilometers an hour, or nearly 190 miles per hour, but 160 to 170 miles an hour was the target. It was anticipated that the champion would be offered a test session or a race in the car or the IRL. Testing would begin on May of 2002, with the mock-up being shown in June. Tests would run through August, but it was rumored that the EuroLight series would be scrapped as the development of the series stalled, and it was believed that the funds were being funneled to INDYCAR, which was struggling at the time. After September 2002, there would be no mention of EuroLights ever again. If you're wondering, INDYCAR would collapse in 2008, signaling the official end of any idea of EuroLights from oval race management. Obviously, we would know kart would later file bankruptcy in 2003, and we would become Champ Car from 2004 to 2007, before the end of the kart IRL split. IndyCar never returned to the popularity levels seen during the late 90s through the early 2000s, and there's no expectation for a series like EuroLights to be birthed today. I do believe that if Tony George kept his beliefs about kart to himself and never acted on them, that EuroLights could have easily worked if kart was willing to invest in the series, and it would still exist today. If you guys like this short video, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button. Tell me why in the comment section below. I will probably have a video that's normal length next week, and I'll see you later. Bye. Peace.